Hey everybody, it is Lorelia, and today's weekly tip has to do with credit card debt and how to eliminate it. So before I start, I want to be very clear that this is a video on eliminating or strategies to eliminate credit card debt. I'm not talking about student loan debt, I'm not talking about mortgage debt, I'm talking about credit card debt. And before I begin, I want to let you know that I believe that when you are at a place where you want to eliminate your debts, they should be categorized into three areas. And those are your current debts, those are your past due debts, and those are debts that are either charged off or sometimes it's also called defaulted debts. So let me begin. What are current debts? Current debts are debts that you are actually paying on. If you find that you are in some type of financial dilemma where you're unable to pay, the best thing to do is at least pay the current payment. But what you could do is you could call the credit card or the finance company who's holding that credit card and ask them if they could possibly lower your interest rate. Because we all know that not only do you pay the amount that you used as what I would consider what you charged, but you're also paying the interest on top of that. And a lot of times people cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel because they're paying on so much interest. And I know a lot of you all may be saying, well, really, depending on the size of the credit card debt, if I only make the minimum payment, I possibly could be paying for it for 5 or even 10 years, depending on the size of the credit card debt. But once again, that is if the debts are current. Because if you're at a place where you have current and past due debts, you don't want to make the current debts end up being past due, which of course can have a negative effect on your score, as well as a whole bunch of other things that can spiral after that. But if you find that you are at that place where you're trying to juggle current and past due debts, and that'll lead me to past due. If you have debts that are past due and you cannot see any way for you to catch up, best thing for you to do is call the credit card company and let them know what is the procedure if you are facing some type of economic or financial hardship. Because if you're unable to pay your past due debts, the last thing you want for it to happen is you don't want those debts to get charged off. And what happens is that almost all credit card companies have them now. And what you could do is when you get that application, on that application it's called, as I mentioned, a financial hardship or an economic hardship. It really depends on the credit card company. And what they're going to do is they're going to look at the income you're bringing in, and they're going to look at all your expenses. And from there, they'll either stop the interest from accumulating or lower your interest rate. Now, I have to warn you, they're not going to wipe it out. So if you're looking for a solution, whereas you just don't want to pay it, that's going to be hard to do. That solution is not there for you. The third area I want to go into is charged off of defaulted debts. Those are debts that are past the 120 or 180 mark, meaning you have stopped paying on those debts for at least 120 and 180 days. But I want to back up because I just realized that I didn't share with you the time limit on the current and the past due debts. Going back to current debts, those are debts that are within the 30-day range, meaning they're not past the 30-day mark, but you know that you are leading to that 30th day, and you find that you may have a problem with paying it. Those are current debts. past due debts are debts that are past the 30-day mark, as well as the grace period. It's past the grace period, and that's between 30 and 60 and 45 days. And then we have, as I mentioned, my last piece, which is the defaulted and charged off debts. Those are debts that are way past the 90-day mark. You are looking at 120 and 180 days. And at this point, the credit card has pretty much wiped you out of this picture, because they're looking at the fact that it's a good chance you cannot pay these debts. And a lot of times these same companies have already pulled your credit report and have already looked to see how you are doing with your other credit cards. And if they see that there is a pattern that may have happened with them as well as other credit cards that you have, they will totally cut off any type of credit that you have. But as I mentioned, once you get to this 120 and 180 day mark, it is considered charged off. They have now sold it, and it will now go into to the hands of a debt collector. And that is a whole different ball game with a whole different type of rules. But I know you're saying, Lorelia, what are the strategies to eliminate it? So let me recap. As I mentioned, with any debts you have that are at that 30-day mark that you think that you may not be able to pay, contact your creditors immediately. Because see, what happens is a lot of people just don't want to deal with it, and they don't call nobody, they don't explain the situation, and a lot of times there are programs out there that can help. Okay, now I want to go to the second part, which is the past due. As I mentioned, find out what type of programs are out there with the economic or financial hardship. Apply for those programs, because as I mentioned, they can either lower the interest rate or just stop the interest from accruing. Once again, they're not going to wipe it out. And then your third piece is that when you are at the point of the debt being charged off. When that occurs, that amount that you've owed is no longer with the credit card holder. It is now with a debt collector. And as I mentioned, that's a whole different game of rules. And if you want, you can go back to my blog, which is yourmoneymentor.com, and on there you will find a host of other blog posts where I talked about strategies on eliminating debts. So again, I hope this video was helpful, and I'm looking to, be more frequent with these videos, and I'm going to try to do it every week. But please leave me a comment or email. If you look at the box below, you'll see all my information. So once again, I'm at www.yourmoneymentor.com, and let me know what you think. Let me know if this video has helped you. Give me a yes or no and let me know. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.